Hi.
Hi everybody, how are we doing?
Hello.
Oh, they're nice, these.
COFFEED-19.
I've got my coffee. You haven't got your coffee because he's had
No,
about...
I'm going to have another one. I'm sorry if I keep editing myself. I've got terrible eczema at the moment. I've got some cream on.
It's funny, isn't it? All these little things that come up. But you know what? It's a good sign because when stress comes out on your skin, it's better than saying...
That's like saying if you break your arm, it's better that your arm's broken
than
it's not broken.
It's not at all because it's holistic.
Let it all out. Let it all out.
Good morning, everyone. It's Samantha, Vicky, Karen, Heather, Julia,
Hello,
Julie,
Hull.
Jane, Michelle,
I used to support
Jessica.
Hull City as my second team after Tottenham. Isn't that weird? Morning, guys. Morning.
How are we all feeling today?
In a word, I'm going to get coffee.
Just give me, in a word, in this moment, how you're feeling. In this moment, I feel quite good.
Do you?
Yeah, just in this moment, I do, because I do enjoy these chats, and I know this was a bit of an escape. So in this moment, I feel quite good. Crappy says, who's that? Crappy. Somebody said crappy. I've lost you. Chill, tired, fine, okay, discombobulated, shattered, low, dull, happy, fed up, good, lucky, optimistic, positive, quite calm, feel good, better. Wow. I would love to take a poll of all those people that are feeling quite good, quite centred, quite positive as to whether they've actually watched the news. I haven't. I haven't looked at the news this morning. I've got the bits of news that I need to know, which is that Boris is still in hospital. Bless him. I feel so badly for him.
Well, before we get on to Boris, and I really want us to get on to Boris, can I just mention, Jill Lister mentions about the tiger in New York that's tested positive.
I know.
Nadia asked I thought you asked a really important question. There are not enough tests to test all the right people, but they're testing tigers. What?
But afterwards I was thinking about it. I was thinking, if you think about it, a tiger, when you think there's such an endangered species, anyone watching Tiger King's best series ever, that I suppose when they get ill with something, they have to, I mean, they are precious beasts, aren't they? Yeah. So I suppose they just have to test for everything. I'm sure as well there must be some concern about crossing over back and forth to animals and whether they can come back to us. Yeah. So.
Amber Lou says she's optimistic and she watches far too much news. Well done. I mean, I know what you mean. Sometimes I'm that sort of person that I can find comfort in over-researching in the news because because
you burned yourself out. There's so much information.
Not just you burn yourself out, but I think, here's the thing. I think we're now in this crisis so far. We're so far into this crisis, that there's always now the potential for the green shoots of grass. Yeah. Because, deaths tip down. It doesn't mean it's awful that deaths are happening. But I think the shock of the new has gone. And once the shock of the new goes, you can only start to readjust to what will come next.
It is extraordinary, isn't it, how we do adjust as well as human beings, how quickly we do.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power, somebody just said that, but I think there's a tipping point of knowledge and of self-harm. Yeah. And it's really easy to get into self-harm. Like, I like to know what's going on. I like to know the main headlines. I like to be able to share that back and forth, lots of WhatsApp groups, lots of all that. But I don't need to know the deaths in every country. I don't need to know where we are with the IC units because all of that for me tips into self-harm, don't you think?
Yeah, no, I do, yeah.
And there's a lot of interesting articles coming up. Actually, Mark sent me this a couple of days ago, and then I saw Denise Welsh retweeted it today about this overlap of deaths, that so many people that are within the death counts and down as coronavirus, because they had coronavirus in their body, they were going to die anyway. 600,000 people die a year in this country anyway.
Well, exactly. And also the other statistic, which is interesting about why Italy had such a crisis, was that they had a really tame and light flu season in Spain and Italy. And the suggestion is that the reason, so many people didn't die that would have normally died in the flu season in both Italy and Spain.
Thank you, Dan.
And in a sense, unfortunately, a number of those casualties have sort of been carried over to this experience. Now, that doesn't diminish from the fact that a loss is a loss, and it doesn't diminish from the fact that this is infinitely more contagious and infectious than flu.
And that every life lost is precious. It's not about that, but I do think we do have to sometimes look at the way that figures are given to us.
But here's the thing. Boris, you could have slapped me. You couldn't. I was in such a state of shock last night.
As you know, as we often say, we are not Conservatives. We are not. We are Labour voters. But
not Jeremy
and we weren't
Corbyn.
Brexiteers either.
No.
But now that we have Brexit, we fully accept that's what the majority wanted, and we go with it, and we hope that it works.
I have to say, in
But-
Boris's, can I just say in Boris's defence, I always loved him on Have I Got News for You. He always made me laugh. He was a great host. I mean, my worry is whether he then could qualify to be Prime Minister. But I felt really sorry for him. I felt really bad for him. His partner's pregnant. I mean, the whole...
But also, I was just thinking about, if you think about the run into this for him, and, you know, whenever you're facing illness, immune systems are just so important. And when you think all the run up to Brexit, the workload, he's probably been sleeping a couple of hours a night for months and months and months.
Yeah.
Then he finally gets his dream to be king of the world, inverted commas, remember that's what he said as a kid. And he gets his position and he gets his Brexit and everything. And then this.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, you know, whatever we think about Boris, he's doing his very, very best.
Yeah.
Whether every decision he's made is right or not is another matter, and we'll find that out, I suppose, in time to come. But honest to God, this yesterday, that shook me a bit when he went to hospital. I was like, hang on a minute.
I felt like, I hate to say it, it's a weird film to compare it to, but there's a moment in Mars Attacks by Tim Burton where those stupid little aliens that go and blow people up.
Yeah.
There was a moment where it felt like we were watching our world leaders,
Exactly,
like in a
Kirsty
movie,
Walker.
removed from existence.
But I mean, you know, we keep saying, we keep laughing about all these bloody words that we never used to say. Unprecedented times, you know, extenuating. So we were sat last night, weren't we?
Unfathomable.
Unfathomable. We loved the Queen's speech so much. We did a live after it, actually. We loved it. And we felt a bit warm and cosy and soothed.
I felt like someone said this. I thought the Sky guy said it really nicely. Said it was like she'd put a maternal arm around our
She had.
backs, round
And
our
even
shoulders.
people that were real Republicans were saying that.
Yeah.
But then,
Straight
when we were
off
watching the news late, and it was like, he's gone to hospital for tests, and we were like, hang on a minute, you don't just go to hospital for tests, do
Yeah.
we?
Holly,
It felt like our world had ended
Yeah.
all over again because Boris was going to
Absolutely.
hospital. Did you feel the same, guys?
Yeah, did you feel the same? And also, sorry, Holly, I have seen your thing. I haven't seen your information about asthma. Is there anything I need to worry about? That's all I need to know right now. I don't want to be worrying about asthma. Does anyone think, because I felt watching the news coverage of it, of Boris's admittance to hospital, precautionary measure, it kept feeling like more and more people were being told to say it was precautionary.
I know, we kept noticing that.
What do people actually think he's gone
Well,
in for?
I think having you know worked on the telly for a while, people are asked. You are asked in programs aren't you, to soften the blows sometimes with
That
things.
can happen,
They don't
yeah.
want to create panic, and I suppose people might be thinking. Yeah, because somebody started on Sky Papers, didn't they, to say, well, it's got to be worse than that. He wouldn't go in, and then you saw him go, and, you know, of course, it's probably totally fine. He's just gone in for tests. So I think they are going to be managing the way that they give us information. But at the moment, it's like what I say, just stay in the day. All we know at the moment is that he's in and he's having extra tests. So to dramatise or run to catastrophise, which is what we do in every single thing in our lives.
Well, we did the other day about where the coffee cups were. Donny Grand, much love to you too, and namaste, and God bless the Queen. Was it important to you Canadians seeing the Queen do her thing? I mean, you know, the Commonwealth countries. I'm curious to know what Australia made of it. Whether it had any, did it sort of kick up any sort of connective tissue?
I feel more connected to the rest of the world than I ever have.
Oh look, Georgina Spencer, Boris is having oxygen treatment. Do we know that?
How do you know that?
Oh, he is. Ali Prentice. I've just read that Boris is having oxygen treatment.
Oh, that's good.
Is that good? What does that mean? He's not on a
Well,
ventilator.
it means he needs oxygen. I'm being positive about everything. It means he needed oxygen and he's getting it.
Does that mean he's on a ventilator?
No.
Right. You sure?
No, there's loads of people just having oxygen masks. It's probably just to help him breathe.
I'm sure they do have to. You know what I would do? If I was Boris and I was feeling a bit breathless.
Morning, Sharon. Morning, Elaine.
And he sounded breathless
Morning,
in his
Buffy.
last little FaceTime.
It was awful yesterday
Yeah.
because every news show, everyone was saying that, weren't they?
Yeah, but I do think the thing about Boris, which I have an enormous amount of time for, is I could see in the back of his eyes he was finding the whole thing very amusing.
He always finds things amusing.
He is seeing the amusing
His
side of
dad's
this.
exactly the same.
I do sincerely hope he comes out the other side and we can hear him regale in a funny way about this afterwards. I feel sort of this has made me feel very fondly about Boris. But if I was him and I was feeling a bit peaky, I would say to everyone, for God's sake, don't order a fucking ambulance. If you order
Yeah.
an ambulance,
but
that's going to
he's-
send out all the wrong
and
signals.
Of course, he's been to Eton and he's worn itchy pants and
Itchy
had cold
pants?
showers.
He's worn itchy
Well, you
pants?
know, in Eton they make them suffer, don't they? They make them like.
Yeah, but tell me about itchy pants.
Well, I
How
don't
do
know.
they- Itchy pants? What, by putting like rose pepper, but itching powder in their pants?
No, I mean they have to be very. And like, I've met his dad loads of times. It's all
Does-
very like, oh, pull yourself together. Oh, it's just a bit of ice, jump into it. They're all very like that,
Yes.
very. Do you remember that?
Let's not go near what
Do you
David
remember
Cameron
that
did.
French and Saunders series where they used to have the two terribly posh women in the
Oh,
kitchen,
God, yes,
and
it
she'd
was
cut
so
her arm, and she's
funny.
okay, just cut my arm off,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
gonna sew it back
Or
on.
they'll just chuck it in the pasta.
So that's probably been Boris. He's probably been suffering a bit more than he should. Stiff upper lip, exactly, B. Stiff upper lip. And probably has been gasping for breath. He probably should have gone in a couple of days before, because they do say any tightness, any sort of difficulty with breathing, you should ring. You should be
Right,
seen.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Holly, yes, good news, Mark, regarding asthma. It says that some people with asthma may gain some protection from coronavirus due to their corticosteroids.
Oh.
May suppress COVID-19. Is that the steroids that come in my
In
preventer,
the blue one.
which I'm taking every
no,
day?
it's the brown one.
The
that
brown
got
one.
steroids. Oh.
I am the Canadian, and I think the Queen is an amazing person, Colleen Dawn. Yes, so...
Oh my God, she was so. Let's have another moment about how lovely the Queen was yesterday. I love the Queen.
The Queen rocks. The Queen is like just... Comes to something, though, doesn't it? When the Queen is the most want-to-watch thing on telly. I mean, that's where we're at, is the Queen and Boris Johnson. What are the news stations going to do when this subsides?
Boppa-doodie-oo. Was that what they were? Somebody said French and Saunders. What was the name of those two characters? I think somebody just said it. Boppa-dee-doo-oo.
All right. Rachel Kelleher, it's your 20th birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday for tomorrow,
Oh,
Rachel.
happy birthday. Look,
Yeah.
her mum and dad, somebody just said their mum and dad have had it and they both have asthma.
My mum, who has asthma, and her partner have it and have come out the other side now and they're fine. Courtney Garrett, good news.
Oh, that's such a lovely news.
That's such lovely
Thank
news.
you. And so, God, you must be so relieved.
Claire Bridges, I know Boris has faced lots of criticism over his handling of the virus, but I generally think this whole situation has been so unprecedented. And I think, thank God, we don't have Trump. I mean, absolutely. I to be fair, I hope Keir Starmer isn't going to get political advantage out of this. There are always going to be areas in which they fail to, make an adequate response to various things.
But Mark, I do think also it is good to have the opposition to just question
Yes,
some stuff like
yeah.
we are, because
Yeah.
they're like the public are. Well, why don't we have lockdown? How long is it going to... Is
Yeah,
it necessary?
clarity.
We need to have that. We need to have
Clarity, yeah.
My eczema is raging. I'm putting cream on about 6 times a day.
Vicky Taylor says, don't take your preventer unless necessary. My doctor said if you get it, the preventer makes it worse. Oh, right, okay. Well, that's contrary to what I've heard. So maybe I should stop taking the brown
Oh,
one.
God. It's like everything at the moment. One
Yeah.
person says something and then another person says something.
Happy birthday to Ben for Darren Boy. It's his 30th yesterday.
Happy birthday, Ben.
And Ashley
Banana
Gardner.
Visnamus.
Oh, banan.
18 today.
Hey, happy birthday.
Banan. Happy
Banyan.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Banyan. Happy birthday to you. Hope you said we said your
Emma
name.
Watts. Trump said death 5 times in a sentence yesterday. It was stupid. He has a weird way of using words. There's going to be a lot of death, he said, I think. He
Horrific,
said there's going to be a
horrific.
horrific amount of death.
Yeah.
Anyone know how Kate Garraway's husband is? No, we don't. But I do know that Piers and I think GMB made a very moving sort of message to him and to Kate Garraway today or yesterday.
Christine M. From lockdown in Rotorua, New Zealand. Love your channel.
How are
Christine,
things in New Zealand?
Welcome. Tell us a bit about New Zealand. How's it going there?
Yeah, how are things?
As we feel like we're never going to travel again. No, Lily, thank you for asking. Still nothing on Maddie's missing friend, unfortunately.
No.
I'm Lizzie. Happy birthday tomorrow. Say hi, Lizzie. Happy birthday tomorrow, 10-year-old. Lizzie, happy birthday for your birthday tomorrow. You're going to be 10.
Birthday.
Wow. 10 is a
Look,
good
Jeanette
number.
Barrett. Nadia, I've made everything you've cooked. What are you doing today? Good question.
I'm going to be doing
Hi, Sonia Dine.
my
Much love back.
lovely Frankfurter pasta.
I beg your pardon.
Frankfurter pasta.
Frankfurter pasta.
Really nice and easy. The kids can make it and the grown-ups can make it.
Is that going to be like when I was a kid? My mum used to give me tins of Heinz spaghetti with sausage bits
Yes,
in it.
but I think it would be a little bit better.
No,
than
no,
that.
I know,
I did
but
win Celebrity MasterChef.
That always felt like the height of sort
I
of.
do have my own cookery show on ITV actually.
No, I know, but that was the height of sort of adventure and colour.
But it's going to be, really easy and it's going to be cheap. It's a cheap
That's
dish.
what I mean, like a tin of Heinz beans with.
But just
hot dogs
nicer,
in it.
yeah. And then the kids can have it for their tea.
Hi from Maryland, USA. Harriet Carr. I'd love to live somewhere called Maryland. That's such a cool name, Maryland. How's the gardening going? Well, limited without Nanny Di around, obviously, because I know how much you all love Nanny Di, and I keep doing stuff, and I keep thinking,
Oh, Rachel Keller, I'm glad somebody asked this, because if I was on Loose Women, we would be talking about this today. What do you think about the health minister, the Scottish one, who was visiting our home?
Can I give you two? I've got two very quick assessments of
Yeah.
this. Total moron. I mean, moronic, but doesn't need to resign.
I don't think she should resign.
No.
I think we're in unprecedented times.
Yeah, I mean, it's stupid.
And I think people that are, I mean, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that she's stepped down, and but that a lot of that has been from Twitter. If you heard her,
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to balance with these things. It's like often, I'm not a big fan of people just resigning from government for the sake of it. You have to balance. What's their skill set?
Yeah.
What are they
What's it
bringing to
gonna
the
leave?
table?
Yeah.
And who's going to replace them? You know.
Also, I think we've got to be really careful with too much virtue signalling. Somebody on Sky Papers was really good yesterday. He was saying, you know, the thing is, he goes, oh God, what's his name? I've forgotten the health minister's name. Matt Hancock.
Yeah.
He says, Matt Hancock, it's disgusting, it's disgraceful, people are ignoring it. He said, but actually let him go to the park, because you could take a photograph of the park and see lots of people. There are a few groups of teenagers, definitely, for sure, that are hanging out and having picnics. But the absolute majority of people are exercising, are walking their dogs, are got their kids out on bike. Everyone's observing that 2 metre separation. And I think, and he was suggesting that the health minister is getting whipped up again by bloody Twitter.
Yeah, I agree. I
and
think,
it's not right.
And also virtue signalling and all that. I do believe, yes, you do need to lead by example, but I think you can also lead by example by saying, I led by bad example just there. And that in itself would be leading by example again. I think resigning, Lucy Williams makes the point there that Nicola Sturgeon did say she wanted her and needed her. So I think if your boss says that, I think you should probably stay. I have to say, Nicola Sturgeon's really gone up in my estimation.
I was going to say that. I can't believe
I've been pleasantly
it.
surprised.
I think she's been very clear and firm, and she's been a really good leader.
Yeah, she's gravitated for me way beyond being one half of the crankies now.
Yeah, she did make a serious mistake, Danielle Reynolds. She did, but I think we can all make mistakes, and I think we've just at this time we just can't be this judgy with people.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't it be great if we came out of the other side of coronavirus and everyone just judged each other a little less?
That would be
Because
nice.
the world was getting way too judgy.
Marie Lynch, please a shout out to Scouser Marie in Como, Italy, after 5 weeks of lockdown. Ciao. Are you due to come back? Are you a Scouser living in Italy, or were you due to come back and you've got trapped there? I'm going through the ludicrous situation of Virgin Atlantic keeping my flight to New York open, and I've just gone to them, but there's nothing. Why would I want to go there? A, everything's shut. B, everyone's in a nigh on panic. Why would we want to add to their potential workload?
Anne Borromans, Anne is in Belgium. Hi there. They've had 3 weeks of lockdown there, she says, and the number of people admitted in hospital due to COVID is finally getting smaller than people leaving hospital after having gone through it. Thank God.
That's always going to happen. That is, at some point, that is going to happen.
Yeah.
I think the worry and the fear and the balance that we have to get right, and I think this is what
Christy T.
is interesting about what Sweden are doing, is do we put like a Band-Aid on it and stop it, and then as we all sort of like ants out of an ant's nest start to creep back into our lives, does it start up again? I suppose, these are the big questions that we don't know.
Yeah.
Syrian Reese, shout out.
Oh, Charlene's going
Kerry-Ann,
home.
sorry, Kerry-Ann Reese.
Shout out Kerry-Ann Reese and Charlene Hayden Fox, one of our regular followers and family guests, is coming home having fought and got through coronavirus.
Oh my God.
Thank God.
Anthony Gray, I could just scroll up, sorry. Anthony Gray, do you remember the game Swing Ball, the game with a tennis ball on a string?
Oh, we need to get another one of those.
Yeah,
They're
only for those
good.
lucky enough to have a garden. But you know, my nan and granddad used to have a really small garden, and we didn't have one of those. But what we did do was she put it in a pair of her tights, a ball.
Oh, yeah, my mum used to do that.
Attached it to the washing line.
Yeah, my mum did that.
And then we'd hit it, but it would slide all the way down the garden. It was so fun.
That's a really good reminder. They're really good exercise, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you remember how we used to take them camping? We really were so rubbish. It's family.
Well, I remember watching you all trying to catch a ball, and I remember thinking, I'm not related to any of these people, please, am I?
Oh my God, what's that all over my legs?
Makeup? It's your face.
Oh God. Got somebody there saying they've just watched our quiz and they really enjoyed it. We had such fun with the quiz on Saturday,
Yeah.
guys. It is uploaded, so you can still get it from. What is this?
It's your face, babe. It's
This
your
one?
face, yeah. Sarah Yuki, you're the same. Can't cancel your flights. Won't get the money back. I think what they might give us the opportunity to delay or postpone the flight. I mean, if they don't, I mean, what are they going to do? Take it up to the last minute? I think Dina's just had a flight cancelled, hasn't she?
Yeah. Did you see those people in the paper yesterday that were on their honeymoon and are stuck in the Maldives?
No.
Yeah. I mean, they could be there for months in the
Wow.
Maldives.
Wow, how exciting.
Well, no, it's horrendous because they can only get a slight reduction on their £750 a week, whatever it is.
What a disaster.
So all their savings. So they've just got married
That's
and
gone
they're
from
trapped.
idyllic to horrific.
And they're trapped in paradise.
Yeah, that feels, yeah. A lot of people have enjoyed the quiz. I'm glad you enjoyed it at my expense. Yeah, the aces are fine. Thank you very much.
Oh, tired mummy. Sorry to hear you're struggling. Have you been out for your walk today? Get some exercise.
Holly, can you get Maddie and Kiki an Easter egg from me? I know how hard this is people around my age. Holly?
Oh, Holly shouldn't have
to
done
do
that.
that.
That's so
God.
sweet. But we will. Thank you.
We'll send you the egg. Spent last night rewatching all your videos. Angie Richardson. God, you poor thing.
Christine M, nothing is open here, only essentials. We're all working from home now, wearing masks and gloves. I'm over scariness of it now, but worried for our future. Exactly. If people do get to the point we just think we can't be scared. Do you remember that first week when we were all so terrified? I was my most terrified was 5 weeks ago.
Are you less scared now?
Yeah, it's
Do you
not
think it's
all
less
encompassing.
dangerous?
It's not all
Yeah.
encompassing. I just think we will get through it. I think we will get a vaccine. I've been reading all the good news about the brilliant antiviral drugs, malaria drugs, Ebola drugs, all those drugs that they're getting really good results for treating it with. And I think we will get through it. But my fear is for the economy and for unemployment and all of that afterwards. But I think, and we're being so careful. You know, we're being so careful. And my parents are being so careful, so...
Lily Clayton is more scared now.
Are you, darling?
Yeah, I think some people are. It's funny how it comes in waves. I can definitively
Yeah,
say
you
it.
could have asked me 2 days ago and I'd be terrified.
I mean,
didn't
like, today I feel a bit more phlegmatic about it than yesterday. And yesterday it felt like the whole world was collapsing.
Oh, look, a 104-year-old woman has beat the virus in
Yeah,
Spain.
it's brilliant.
It's just so random, isn't it? It's just so bloody random.
Mask or no mask? Good question, Henrietta Henson.
Well, we haven't
Good
got
question.
one.
No, I know, but what is the thing? There's all sorts of conflicting information. I wish
Yeah.
the WHO would issue like a definitive statement on that rather than saying we're working it out.
Yeah, I
Or
mean...
maybe
when
they
can-
don't know.
I think the reason they can't tell us to is because there aren't any. Honestly, that's what I think now. I think they're saying... Don't wear them because there aren't enough for the NHS staff, well, for health workers across the world.
Yeah.
So they want them for them, and that's fair enough.
People ask
Also,
if Maddie
the
could do
other-
a song for the subs. We should ask Maddie if she's willing to record a song for you guys.
Yeah, we
She's
should.
just a bit shy about it.
She's taken part in an NHS
Yeah.
choir film that we're going to put up here. We're going to do a
Yeah,
reaction to
yeah.
and put up here.
Oh, good.
So it'd be really good if you support it because they're raising funds.
Yeah.
So we'd love it if you supported it and pushed it out on your
We're
channels.
still, all of us, desperately waiting to hear something about her friend.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a shadow.
Look, Dawny Harvey, I wore a mask and gloves and antibac my hands loads and I still got it. But you were up close to a lot of people, weren't you? Driving around, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right,
guys,
guys.
thank you so much for watching.
So, is there a playlist somewhere? Did you?
Yeah, there's a playlist on the Instagram stories.
On Insta story
So,
saying what's coming up today.
But 4 o'clock today is definitely cookery. So join us 4 o'clock here because you might not get the notification. So definitely be here waiting at 4 o'clock because we start bang on 4. And then we're doing a review of The Nest. That will be going up at some point.
Yeah, and a vlog.
And a vlog and our 10 o'clock live. So there's loads on the
Wowzers.
channel. Loads to keep you happy. And of course, lots of back catalogue that you can go through.
Yeah.
And don't forget the members area is open to join, $1.99 per month. And there's 13 1-hour Sunday shows you can catch up on if you
Yesterday's
want
was
to.
an hour and 20 minutes.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a longie. Yeah.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Love you.
Lots of
See you
love.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.